Hi guys, this is Crystal, and this is another episode of Reseller Shop Talk. And first I want to start with an update on a video that I had done, a month ago, maybe 5 or 6 videos ago, about this tea set. This is a Royal Winton Grimoires made in England hazel tea set, formerly owned by Paul Muni, the starring actor from the original movie Scarface. Did that come out right? Anyways, yeah. So this was owned by Paul Muni. I have no proof of that, but I did include that in the listing. That I mentioned that in the listing. And so there's a little bit of provenance or whatever that is. I just recently learned about that. I mean, I always felt that that was important or whatever, but I didn't know that there was a word for it and that there was like rules or whatever. I don't know what the rules are, but so I will probably put together some sort of a statement if this sells. And, you know, if somebody wants to follow up and check on my story, they can. But this was originally owned by Paul Muni, and then he gave this to my grandmother in the 60s, possibly early 70s, but I think probably mid to late 60s. And then I got it in around 1990. So I am the third owner, and it has lived in California and Arizona its whole life. Now, the other thing that I need to include is that the original teacup got broken, so I feel like if I am going to expect people to be ethical, I should be ethical and disclose that. So this is not the original teacup, but as you can see, this one is blue like the other ones, but it does look a slight lighter. And let me see the other markings. Yeah. It's almost like you can kind of tell by looking at it that it didn't come from the same set anyways, because it's just a little lighter, but it's the right size, and it's the right, this is what was there originally. You know, it's the right pattern. This one does not have a marking. What had happened is this cup got broke. I'm just not even going to go there, why it broke. It was a horrible situation. And then, so I had purchased this cup thinking that this was the cup that went to it. And I purchased it on eBay. But, I mean, you can kind of tell that it's just too small. I mean, it's like noticeably small for the little well that it sits in. It doesn't really look that bad on the tray. Like, it really looks like it blends in. But it's noticeably small. I don't know if you can see that in the little tray there. And this is a perfect fit. So you don't have to worry about it sliding around when your servants, when you ring your bell pull tapestry. Be sure to watch my video about my bell pull tapestry. You know, you don't want them to then answer your bell pull ring and have your breakfast items and your tea sliding around all over the tray and making a big mess. That would just be horrible. Anyways, I love this thing, but I'm selling it. I'll tell you what though, if I hit $3,000, whatever, if I hit $3,000 in 1 month, or actually, for 2 consecutive months, if I hit $3,000 for 2 consecutive months, I will, and this has not sold yet, I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to keep it. I know that sounds crazy. But, you know, really, and I've said this in my other video, it just sits in the cupboard. And I might be able to get like $700 to $1,000 for this. $700 to $1,000. There's one listed now, I think, in the 900s. It's exactly like this. Well, and now that I've got the correct cup, I'm gonna ask at least 800. Like, I'm gonna have it set so whenever I run any of my aggressive sales, it'll be down at like $800 minimum. So anyways, and this cup cost $30 with this saucer on eBay. That's what I paid in total, including shipping. And I'm going to sell the saucer, and I don't know how much. I'm going to try to get maybe $15 for it. I might be able to get $25 or something, but it's broken. I may end up having to take 10, or it may not sell. I don't know, but it's broken. Actually, they did a really good job. You can't hardly even, I mean, you can, but you gotta, it's like, oh, it's not like it really stands out that it's been broken. Like, if it's just sitting on the table, like, you hardly notice it. Like, if you were just walking by, you'd just be like, oh, look at that pretty plate. You wouldn't go, oh, it's too bad that pretty plate has a crack in it. Until you turn it over, and then you notice that right there is probably the worst part. So, I don't know. I'm going to try to sell it. Somebody will probably buy it. I don't know. If not, no big deal. And then I'm going to sell this cup too. Now, I already sold the saucer that came with this cup originally, and the people paid like $40 or something, probably over 40. It went to Australia, and I think I ended up selling just this little plate thing. I made over $20 just on the plate, or the saucer. And I had purchased this for about, this cup with the saucer for maybe $35, including shipping. I don't know. Every time I tell the story, the number probably changes, but it's in that realm. And I was not keeping good records back then. So I'm hoping that maybe I can get maybe $25 for this too. So I'll get my money back for this cup. That's what I'm hoping. And then now I can get a better price, and I think it's more likely to sell now that it's much more closer to its original condition. So anyway, so now I want to show you a small haul of stuff that I just picked up at Goodwill today. Now, I am planning to go, I'm trying to get a schedule of sourcing going on. Because it's sort of like every time I go sourcing, I always find, it seems like, you know, not always, but I mean, I usually find like 1 or 2 good things. Now, and I may not always find like something that I'm buying for $5 or $6 that I can sell for $50 or $60, but I think the more often I go, the more often I will find those, and that's what I'm really trying to focus on. And but I do invariably find, you know, those $25, $30 things, and so I want to start going every day and checking a lot of the same stores, a few of the thrift stores that I go to, and then that way, anyways, I just feel, and then I want to bring less money with me to spend, and then I'm going to just be picky about what I buy. Now, this is not particularly valuable, but it's a military issue, and there's somebody selling these new, but they don't have any in this size, which is 7 3/4. They're all sold out. All they have are like the smaller sizes. So, and the only reason I picked this up is because A, it's camo, and B, it's in good shape, and C, it was only $1. And they have like all the purple tags today were $1, and I only found like 2 purple things, and I'm like, well, it'll sell. It's only $1. I had to get it, you know. Old habits die hard. But it'll probably sell, and it's going to be a quick, easy flip. So that wasn't like, you know, a good thing that's meeting my my high standards that I've set for myself. You still got to get a few of those kinds of things in, you know? Just got to do it. Here's another thing I got for $1. And this one I am going to market as a fairy costume. So it is by a brand called Be Darlin'. And they look like they're kind of actively selling. I don't know if they have some sort of following and the prices aren't too high, but there's a couple that have sold pretty well. And this one is particularly cute. Like, it has this cute halter top thing here with these little knots. So it just ties in the back. And then it's got, you know, like the Marilyn Monroe halter. And then like these ruched sides. Kinds of hangs low. And then you've got this like water fairy tutu thing going on here. So I'm going to be marketing this as like a water fairy costume base. When I first started selling on eBay, I would find stuff all the time. I'm like, this is a mermaid costume, or this could work with a mermaid costume, or if I thought something could work for costume, I meant to do that. I would like get it, and then I would market it that way, and all that stuff sold, all my costumey stuff. And I still do that. I just don't really actively look for that, or I've got a few things, though, actually, of late that I have been trying to sell costumey, but my prices are higher. I think the one thing with costume type things is people kind of want to pay lower prices, unless it's just a stellar piece. Like, last Halloween, I sold, or maybe it was the year before, I sold, like, a flame retardant jumpsuit thing that, like, you would wear if you were working on airplanes in the military, or not in the military, I guess, and it looked just like those suits that they wore in Ghostbusters, and I think I sold that thing for $30, and I picked it up at the bins. And I probably could have gotten more for it, but I was trying to push it as a costume, and it was in really bad shape. But yeah, anyways, so then I found these bowls, and so these are actually 25% off of these prices. So I paid about $2, a little over $2 for all 3 of these. And boy, wouldn't it have been great if they were all this aqua color. But all together they look pretty. I'm wondering if there was like a 4th bowl that was like maybe a red or a purple or something. And I looked on eBay to see if anybody was selling these. Not a single person is. And they are Pier 1 imports. They probably weren't too expensive at Pier 1 imports. And I might be able to sell these for maybe $12 if I'm lucky. But I might save them, put them in my rental box for things for when we do our Airbnb. I haven't decided yet. So again, this is kind of a dud, but I got them because I'm like, well, those could come in handy for the rental property, and I'll decide if I want to sell them or save them. And I still haven't decided, but because they probably won't go. The other thing, though, is even if they sell cheap, I mean, they're so small. But who knows? I don't know if anybody will buy those. That one I'm not real sure about. Okay, so let's talk about the clothing items. Now, I got... Oh, wait, you know what? Yeah, let's do the clothing items. So I got a woman's shirt, like a woman's jacket, blazer, a pair of men's shorts, and a quilt still. And all of this stuff is the good stuff. So I have always wanted to find one of these. Since I started reselling, I heard about these, and maybe they were doing better 3 years ago when I first started reselling. But I finally found one, and I've never come across one before, a Robert Graham. Now, it's not a shirt, but the shorts, everybody's got them listed for like $50, $60. And you know what, to tell you the truth, I didn't look at the solds. I just knew I wanted it because it was Robert Graham. And then when I looked at the I just looked at the comps real fast, and my son called me, and I forgot to do it before the video. So I don't know if they're actively selling, but these are new. There's no tags, but I can tell that they're new. And I'm going to sell them as new. I mean, you can tell by the smell, the feel, the look, and they've never been washed. There's just absolutely, they're brand new. Whatever, people got them, didn't wear them. And I think they're pretty darn cool. Just some plain old men's shorts. They do have this interesting, sort of like a western swoosh that comes to a point seam here. And this is really interesting, armadillos. Gotta love it. These are pretty cool. The zipper's not real good quality, though. I was a little disappointed with the zipper, so I hope. I mean, they seem authentic. I don't know if people are faking the Robert Grahams, but... Oh, it says RG on there, but it just doesn't... I mean, I guess it's okay. There's just some zippers they just seem better than those, but the zippers are fine. The zipper's fine. Okay, so those are my Robert Grahams that I think I might be able to sell for about $50 or more. And I bought them for $5. Just a little over $5, like $5.37 or something after my discount. I can't remember. Okay, and then I found this cabbie jacket. Cabbie. And I think this is one of the older ones. But it's got this faux leather detailing. And every time I have something that's remotely cute with some kind of faux leather, it seems to sell. I don't know if that makes a difference. I mean, it just seems like it sells fast. More so than just it sells. People are interested in it. It has like this row of gold buttons, double gold buttons, and then it has like the little hooks. I don't know if you can see that here. Anyways, but it's real military looking, and military looking tends to do really, really good. It's a little on the cropped side. It's got some stretch. These are really nice quality, actually. Cute for work. I don't know what else you would wear this for. Whatever. It's just cute. People like that stuff. Anyway, so there was one exactly like this that sold, same size and everything, just recently for like $22. And I think I got this for like $2.50. No, this one I got for about $5. This one I got for $2.50, and I was like, hell yeah, I didn't even look this up. I still haven't even looked it up. It's Travel Smith. Everything Travel Smith just seems to sell, and you can usually get over $20. I might try to get closer to the 30 on this. Again, I don't know, but it's one of the nicer ones. I mean, and I've sold like really boring crap. I wouldn't call them crappy, but just nothing special kind of Travel Smith. And this is like new. It's got these really nice square like shell buttons. It's real career looking, but also it kind of has like that let's go hiking kind of throw on over your whatever. Like it also does kind of have like this travel zhuzh, which I guess Travel Smith should, because that's the name. I need to really learn more about this brand, but I love Travel Smith. I always pick that up when I see it, and I recommend that you do as well, even if it's a plain Jane looking thing. And again, maybe if it's a plain Jane looking thing, maybe you'll only get $15 for it, or you might still get $20 or something, but it will sell. That's the important thing. And it's not one of those things that you're going to be like begging people to buy it for $12 or for, $5.99 because you're trying to move stuff out of your store and get a little bit of money back and some traction in your store. Okay, so this was the first thing I found, and this was $5. And it is a new quilt. And these are going for around $50, $60. Of course, I don't know if any of the ones that I looked at were new. I need to really do some more investigating. This is made by American Pacific. I couldn't believe they only wanted $5 for this. I mean, everything there is like way overpriced. And I'm like, hallelujah. So whenever, you know, I mean, there's just, you just got to find the treasures and the good deals and the stuff, whatever. I don't know. Maybe they just plant a few of these things in every Goodwill on purpose for people like me to keep us coming in. I don't know. But anyways, let's see if we can get a good look at this. And I think this is more like a throw. Wait, let me double check and make sure. Yep, look. They don't give you discounts on Christmas items. Now, maybe they would have tried to have gotten like $9.99 for this, and then it would have sold like on 50% off day or something, because I think that's kind of one of their pricing strategies. But on the Christmas stuff, they don't give you any discounts at all. Like purple tags are not going to be $1, or pink tags are not going to be 50% off. You know, or you can't use your 20% off coupon, or your student discount doesn't apply, you know. The reason I like to go to Goodwill on Sundays is because I get the student discounts 25%. Plus, Sundays are just kind of like, it's not like there's a lot of people in there. And, anyways, but it's really cute. Like, I actually like this. Like, sometimes I look, actually, I really haven't seen very many quilts I don't like. But you can kind of get the idea. Anyways, and I think it's a throw. It could be a twin, but it even looks a little small for a twin. So I think it's more of a throw. And so it might not go for much more than $50 because it's a throw rather than like something you can use as a bedspread. But I'm going to try it on the bed and see what it looks like. But as you can see here, here is the pink-faced Nutcracker dude. I don't know why pink seems like an odd color. I guess, I don't know if I probably should have had this spread out. I did not plan this video very good. Well, anyways, it's a quilt. I think I can get $50, paid $5. Look for quilts. And it's new. Oh, look it. It's a wall hanging. I thought it was just like a throw quilt, but it's a wall hanging. It's like a wall tapestry. I didn't notice that in the store. Well, cool beans. I don't know if that's going to be any better. But it's cool. Somebody's going to want it, and I'm going to make way more. I'm sure I can get, worst case scenario, $35, which is good for me because it's not like I find $35 things left and right. I know. Maybe I need to just not accept things like this. Then I'm definitely not going to, you know, I'd be lucky to get $10 for this. I just need to not buy it, even if it's $1. Just like, no, like I'm only going to buy things that I think I can get $25 to $35 for. And I think I've done that with this shirt. I might be able to get $25 for this cabbie jacket. I know I can get $25 to $35. I'm pretty sure I can get over 30, around at least $35 on these. And so these two things, I guess you would call them my duds. But I really, I guess these would be bread and butters. This is kind of a long tail, but it's something that people really want. Like there's a real market for this, but it's like antique long tail kind of a thing. And these are just sort of like hopefuls. So that is my haul and all my commentary about my stuff that I got. And I don't know if I'm going to start my bin experiment this week, but I want to start, I sure do love this color. I want to do like a 5-day consecutive bin binge. Maybe, you know, now that I've been thinking about it, it might be more practical for me to do like twice a week for 2 weeks or something like that. Because I don't want to overwhelm myself with too much stuff. But the thing is I'm having a big, huge sale on July 22nd, all the clothing items are going to be 50% off, and I really just want to stock my store up with as much stuff as I can. I've been telling people that contact me about it. I've left a few messages for my recent customers. I made these little flyers that I'm going to put in the packages, and I should show those. I just got them printed, but you know what? They're like in a pile over there on my desk, and it'll take me too long to find them. So in my next video, I'll try to remember to show you my little flyers. I'm really happy with the way they turned out, and I don't know if they'll make a difference, but I'm going to run this big sale for just like 24, it's going to be a 24-hour flash sale, and I'm sure I'll attract a lot of people from around eBay, but hey, why not let my customers know that have already purchased from me, and I've had, and have given, are happy